When you think of Rodians, what do you think of? The halls of academia? Maybe stunning scientific breakthroughs? Or how about law enforcement? Well, if you do, you're weird. Let's face it, we all think of Rodians as folks like Nails here, unscrupulous bounty hunters, underworld losers, and petty criminals. After all, Glupor wasn't being asked if he was wonky because he was a stand-up dude. And yes, Glupor wonky. An interesting side note, Glupor is now in the Urban Dictionary as a synonym for fool. Don't be a Glupor. Anyway, you'll be hard-pressed to find a Rodian in Tor that doesn't fit this description in some way. And speaking of crime, how about Hauk? How about Geonosians, Gamorreans, and the big daddies of them all, Hutts? Big, get it? The Alliance's Oberhof is the one truly notable exception, while nearly every other Hutt we ever meet is some level of crime lord surrounded by hot Twi'lek dancers and thugs, with those thugs more often than not being Gamorreans and Hauk. And how about those Twi'lek? The chicks are always hot, scantily clad, dancers and prostitutes. Okay, Suresh is a notable exception, someone no one wants to see near a stripper pole, but I think you get the point. And how about Ratataki? Ruthless criminals again. Come to think of it, there are a whole lot of criminally inclined races in Star Wars. And in perusing the Star Wars The Old Republic Encyclopedia, criminal is the dominant trait assigned to the aforementioned races. It's not some are this way, a few are this way. No, it's these folks are known for, are most notably, or are a planet of. On the other hand, you have folks like Mary Ellen, who are described as noble. Folks channeling the Force for the good, while the pureblood Sith are the opposite. Not a lot of gray areas here. Humans, on the other hand, tend not to be painted with such broad strokes. It has always struck me in sci-fi and fantasy how races tend to embody certain traits. High elves are noble, drow are evil, druids are wonderful tree huggers, and tiefling, well, they're thieves and criminals. The Asari are wise and advanced, while the Krogan are warlike. These are their dominant portrayals. Now, it's fairly obvious why these categories exist. I think it's a work of fiction. You have to develop a race, a group of people, and they have to have something that defines them. Get the reader or the viewer interested. And where one writer will create something, someone else builds on it, and eventually you create your own stereotype. And the longer an IP is around, the deeper those stereotypes run. And no, I'm not making a value judgment here. Creative works throughout time have used tropes, motifs. These are plot devices that help us understand the worlds we're in. We didn't live through the hyperspace war, the first contact war, and we've certainly never been raided by goblins. So having readily identifiable plot points, archetypes, heroes, and villains pulls us into those stories. And in the end, there's no such thing as being fair to a made-up race. There's a lot of the internet that's going to disagree with that, but fiction needs its villains, its heroes, and needs their worlds fleshed out. Giving identifiable traits and qualities to large swaths of the populations speeds our immersion in the worlds that are being created for us. Remember HK-47 acting as a translator on Tatooine in KOTOR, or in Tor, where we followed the paintings and met the shaman? We knew they were still going to try to kill us, and ultimately, it ratcheted up the tension. And have we ever met a Voss that wasn't Voss-like? And the Voss and Gormak are very distinctive, but not varied. And have I been overly general in this video? Why, yes. Yes, I have. Just like every codex entry and the Tor encyclopedia. And I'm not terribly bummed about that, because I don't know about you, I don't have time to learn 5,000, 10,000, 30,000 years of some planet's history. We need these things boiled down to little nuggets that we can understand. But tell me, what do you think? Is this lazy writing? Is this essential to storytelling? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.